The Young and the Restless spoilers for Monday, June 15, 2020 kick off Classic Weddings Week with a February 19, 1996 episode featuring Sharon and Nick walking down the aisle, for the first time. Before everything started going so wrong. Sharon Case, and Nick, Joshua Morrow, met in high school. There was the usual high school drama. Miscommunication. Petty jealousy. A psycho rapist ex-boyfriend. And then there were Nick's parents. Nikki, Melody Thomas Scott, and Victor, Eric Brayton. Nikki and Victor did not approve of Sharon. Victor because he disapproves of anyone who isn't himself, this includes wives and children. And Nikki because, well, there was just something about Sharon, a big-eyed blonde from the wrong side of the tracks looking to improve her lot in life by marrying into the rich and powerful Newman family. That totally did not remind Nikki of anyone she once knew. Or used to be. They tried to stop the marriage. But you know how stubborn kids can be. Especially Newman kids. Nick, like his daddy, wants what he wants when he wants it, and everyone else can just get with the program or drop dead. So here comes Sharon walking down the aisle. And here comes Nikki, rolling her eyes. Flash forward. It's going to be sad watching this wedding when everything was still young and new and hopeful. And compared to Sharon and Nick's last attempt at a wedding. When Sharon found out that Nick slept with Phyllis, Michelle Stafford, and dumped him at the altar. While a heartbroken Faith, Olivia Allen Lind, sobbed. And Victor and Nikki smirked. Last week, viewers were treated to a look back at some particularly swoon-worthy romantic interludes, including declarations of love, dinner dates, and marriage proposals. Now you're as prepared to present 5 episodes looking back at some of its most sumptuous and most anticipated weddings. Sharon Case, and Nick, Joshua Morrow, will be the first couple taking the proverbial plunge. Their February 19, 1996 ceremony will be aired on Monday, June 15, and the episode promises to be chock full of drama and tension. Supplying the spectacle will be Nikki, Melody Thomas Scott, who vehemently opposes the union, and Christine, Lauralee Bell, who'll be knee-deep in a love triangle. Just which man is the right one for her? Rock and roller Danny Romalotti, Michael Damian, or lovelorn Paul, Doug Davidson? Christine thought she had the answer way back in November of 1990, hence her destination wedding with Danny. That magical moment, which takes place in Hawaii, serves as the basis for Tuesday's episode. Congratulations are in order. Malcolm Winters, Shamar Moore, and Olivia Barber, Tanya Lee Williams, and their 1997 union takes center stage on Wednesday. But they're going to have to share that spotlight with a troubled Victoria, Heather Tom. She doesn't like the fact Ryan, Scott Reeves, and Nina, Trisha Cast, are seeing one another. And she's going to let that fact be known.
I absolutely love the Abbotts. That this family is wonderfully dysfunctional makes them so entertaining. The Abbotts bring it all: drama, tension, humor, competition, and love. And just think of how bored, and how boring, the Newmans would be if the Abbotts weren't around. The two families remind me of the Hatfields and McCoys with the rivalry and pettiness flowing between them. I can almost picture them perched on their porches with shotguns sitting by their sides. Shoot, all they'd need is a jug of moonshine. And because they also like to battle each other, the Abbotts are like one McCoy against another, because, after all, Victor would insist that the Newmans are the Hatfields, since they are always listed first. Oh, yeah. Their competitive streak makes them fun in every way. John Abbott proved to be a strong leader in the community, as his children grew up to love, admire, and respect him. As the CEO of Abbott, John showed that he was cunning when it came to business, but he also had heart to guide him in making decisions. Even though John was always busy with his company, he still made sure to spend quality time with his kids, which couldn't also be said about their mother, Dina, who was rarely around when they really needed her. Because of this, the Abbott youth, and everyone else in Genoa City, always looked to John for answers, and he was sensible and wise. In fact, Jack loved and admired his father so much, he wanted to grow to be just like him. John was the strength of the Abbott family, and we all truly missed him when he was gone. Even as he strived to emulate his dad, Jack constantly felt that he failed miserably. But he never stopped trying, and to this day, Jack still tries to follow in John's footsteps by using wisdom, common sense, and heart in making decisions, especially when it comes to the family business and to the family. Jack truly looked up to John and was proud to be his father's son, so much so that when Sister Ashley had convinced Jack that John wasn't really his biologically father, she couldn't have found a better way to hurt her brother. When he believed that his father's blood wasn't flowing through his veins, Jack was totally and completely lost. It was only when the truth of John's parentage was revealed that Jack returned to trying to live up to his dad's expectations, and always right with the world. Even though Ashley wasn't a biological Abbott, she has proven to be just like her father, especially with her brilliance, cunning, and ambition in the corporate world. Ashley learned from the best, and she was never afraid to strut her stuff. Jack probably knew that better than anyone, since he and his sister have butted heads quite often, especially regarding jobs. The siblings were the McCoys versus the McCoys when it came to the leadership of their family business. It's always been a shame that Jack and Ashley couldn't work together as co-CEOs.
Jack and Ashley have always claimed that baby sister Tracy is the heart and soul of the Abbott family, and that couldn't be more true. At times, when the Abbotts seemed to be crashing and burning, Tracy would come around and remind her siblings about what was really important: family. While Jack and Ashley were the ambitious go-getters, Tracy was the creative one, an author of several best-selling novels. She even wrote a book that told the real story about the Abbotts, which her family truly appreciated. Tracy and Ashley had their love for Brad in common, and the result of Tracy's was Colleen, who tragically died and is still very much missed by all. And then there's the self-proclaimed and genuine screw-up of the Abbott family, Billy, the youngest of the siblings. Billy's the child of John Abbott and Jill Foster, which tends to make him feel like an outsider more often than not. Even as his older siblings have tried to protect him in the past, they have also seen that Billy can be selfish and immature, which gets him into tons of trouble. Billy's addiction to gambling creeps up every so often, each time he's on stable ground, to totally mess up his life. Billy's also addicted to Victor's daughter Victoria, but even his deep love for this beauty hasn't been able to stop him from self-destructing. Since Jill, Victoria, and his Abbott family haven't been able to help him, Billy is still learning that he must find a way to succeed on his own. The Abbotts have always been a welcome addition to Genoa City, and we know that when they are around, drama will follow. Whether they are battling outsiders or themselves, the Abbott family shows that they are filled with passion, intelligence, and emotion and are never willing to give up, even when they seem down for the count. With Jack and Ashley still leading the way, the Abbotts will be here to stay, especially when new players Kyle and Theo also have their say. Kyle has already shown with his love for Summer, Victor Newman's granddaughter, that their Hatfield and McCoy rivalry may not be over just yet. Let's just hope it won't be a case of Romeo and Juliet, because the youth will need to lead the way into the future, so that the Abbott family will be on our screens forever. Love is in the air, and next week, the episodes will highlight some of the top romances in Y&R history. Victor and Ashley, Nick and Sharon, Michael and Lauren, Kevin and Chloe, Kane and Lily. So, I had to think, who are my top 5 favorite romantic Y&R couples? You can pretty much bet not Kevin and Chloe, and which Abbotts made the cut on my list. Oh, the suspense is killing me. Billy Abbott and Victoria Newman. Talk about the Hatfields and McCoys. Billy and Victoria are total opposites of the two feuding families, which has always made this couple sparkle and pop whenever they are together. Jack Abbott and Phyllis Summers. I love Jack and Phyllis together. Peter Bergman's Jack shines with Michelle Stafford's Phyllis, and none of the bad things that happen between them ever seem to dull the shine. Through the good times and the bad, Jack and Phyllis obviously still love and even respect each other, which seems to be rare in soaps these days. When Gina Dognoni played Phyllis, her love for Jack spoke volumes, even when Victor enacted the dastardly plan of replacing Jack with a doppelganger, although many questioned how she hadn't known her husband's body, but I digress. Even now, Jack has shown that he will do anything to help our fiery redhead, and Phyllis will still turn to Jack whenever she needs a friend because the two are still the best of friends, even when they aren't lovers. Victor Newman and Nikki Reed. How could this couple not be included in my top 5 favorites of all time? They have broken up and gotten back together so many times, one tends to think that they have been married more often than they actually have. But no matter what happens between them, they always end up together, which makes them a true and honest soap super couple. Nikki has never been one to cower under Victor's reign of authority, which has kept him intrigued with the blonde beauty throughout the years. If anything, while Victor speaks of the importance of family, Nikki shows it with her acts of love. This couple is the staple of Y&R, and everyone in town knows it. While I had considered Nick and Sharon, because they have been together off and on for so many years, they are no longer together. So, Victor and Nikki's longevity have placed them on my list. Adam Newman and Chelsie Lawson. I have loved this couple together from the first time Michael Muni's Adam befriended Melissa Claire Egan's Chelsie, because both were the outcasts in Genoa City. Something in Chelsie drew Adam to want to help her, and nothing has been the same between them since. When Justin Hartley took over the role of Adam, I adored the couple, because Adam desired to do whatever he could to be the kind of man that she deserved to have, even if he was unable to make the change. And now, Mark Grossman's spin on Adam has been bringing out more of Chelsea's original qualities as a con artist, which is helping her to keep her family safe and together. With Chelsea's love and support, Adam will never be completely alone, which makes him a more interesting Newman and paints him as more of a gray, rather than black and white, character.